Because I'm a mother lover, you're a mother lover. We should smash each other's mothers. Smash each other's moms. Welcome back, everybody, to KPL Season 4. This is Week 8, our final week of the regular season. And, of course, this is our season where we have drafted only Pokemon that Markiplier would smash. This is final week, like I said, and we are already locked in for playoffs. So this week doesn't matter too much to us. We're just fighting for seed, and so hopefully we can do okay on that. My opponent has brought a couple of things that I was definitely not prepared for. I was definitely expecting something like Crocodile and Scizor, and instead I'm greeted with an Ice Cube and a Magcargo. So definitely a little unexpected there, but I think we'll figure it out and we'll get through it. So definitely not quite what I was calling for this week. So yeah, my opponent this week is Chef Ramsey. He and I have never faced before, but he is winning in, so he's fighting for his spot in playoffs to lock in. Even if he loses, he's not out. He's actually in 5th place, right behind me. And so as long as the game is somewhat close, then he will also make playoffs as well. So he may be saving some of his techs for later, and so we'll see how that goes. So as far as this set goes, I'm going with a Citrus Berry Ditto this week. This is to possibly take a close combat and then heal up a little bit, and it will actually proc Unburden. So I think that's a pretty cool tech, except that he goes for U-turn turn 1, which tells me that he is probably Poison Touch and not actually Unburdened, so this basically invalidates my entire set. Definitely not what I was expecting, and so we'll have to see what my opponent wants to do here, and actually goes into Rapids, which is the Magcargo. Now, I don't know that I've ever faced a Magcargo ever. I know it gets Shell Smash now, but I was looking up what this thing does and lost track of time, and yeah, here we are running out of time and not picking a move. So he's actually going to pull a double here and go out into his Ice Cube, which is really a good play. This, of course, will bust that Ice Face, and it ends up picking Fake Out for me, which is not exactly what we wanted. Dire Claw would have been better, but it's all good. And so now there is a very, very sad penguin over there that just wants his face to come back. That's all he wants. But he's also now very, very fast. He has now shed all that weight, and he is a very fast penguin now. So that definitely could be threatening in the very end game. Because we saw a Rocky Helmet, it's very unlikely that he is going to be packing something like the Belly Drum. He's probably a little bit more defensive. He probably has like Freeze Dry and that kind of thing. Definitely makes him a lot less threatening, which is good. But I'm just going to go ahead and click a CC here. The correct play was probably clicking the Dire Claw here, just to kind of have a neutral hit, possibly get a status on something, whether it was the Ice Cube or whatever wants to come in. His Baxcalibur is Terra Steel this week, but of course he hasn't gone for that yet. And the Magcargo is Terra Flying, so both could be quite problematic, but this is where we see Dire Claw would have been so much better, because that would have this would have eaten a hit, and I would not have appreciated that. And so Fluttermane is an absolute menace to my team. It is absolutely insane, and I don't really have a ton for it. Just period. I don't have a ton for it. So we're gonna have to see. What exactly my opponent wants to do with this. But basically, I don't think that there's a whole lot I can do. I could try to swap out and then come back into this and then try to possibly use it against him. But I mean, how much is that really going to do, right? So we are just going to let our Ditto go down here. Unfortunately, just the set didn't work out the way that we wanted to. And so we're going to go into our Regidrago here. Now, I imagine that he is a little bit scared of a possible Steel move, because he knows that I am Terra Steel. And so I'm going to click Dragon Dance, expecting him to swap out. And to me, I thought that was pretty safe. I felt like that was not too bad of a play here, and he stays in, which is very concerning, because now this means that Regidrago is in a pretty bad position as well. yeah, I don't think I can take 2 hits from this thing because, again, it is a Flutter Mane, and this thing hits like an absolute truck. And so he goes for the Shadow Ball. It does right at half, and he gets the Spadef drop, which is super unfortunate. Super unfortunate. Does it end up mattering? Probably not. I don't think that the Spadef drop ended up making a big difference here, so I'm not really going to complain too much about it. But yeah, at this point I'm like, well, I guess this is going down too, because he was very bold. If I had just attacked here, I would have been in a fine position. But yeah, he's going to click Mystical Fire, and we are not going to survive that. So that is just 2 quick KOs for Flutter Mane. We are not responding very well to this thing, and it's showing pretty badly. So I'm like, okay, we're just gonna go into Urshifu. We actually did bring Sucker Punch this week. We've been leaving it off these past few weeks, and I finally brought it this time around, and so that seems to be the play. Now, if I thought that he was going to switch out predicting the Sucker Punch, then Swords Dance is the play, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, is Swords Dance the play here, or is he going to continue being as bold as he has been this whole time and, you know, stay in and click like a Moonblast or something? And if so, obviously then that's fine, and we can just click Sucker Punch. This goes down, and we're set up okay for later on. Once this goes down, my Mewtwo is looking much better. So that's really the whole idea here. So yeah, Sucker Punch ends up being the play that I think is the best option in this case. Swords Dance, I think, would have been a little bit of an over prediction. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go for that Sucker Punch here, and it's going to do all but 1, because he has Focus Sash, which makes a lot more sense as to why he was so bold. And again, if I had just attacked with Regidrago rather than setting up, then I would have been fine, and the Sash would have been broken. But here we are with 3 Mons already down, and at this point, I'm like, all right, well, it was fun while it lasted. We're just going to get 6-0'd right off rip, and there's not a whole lot that I can do about it. This is not looking very good. Because we've lost 3 pretty big pieces. At this point, I'm like, okay, how do I get back in this? I've got to click Discharge here. I don't need to click Flash Cannon for any reason. I don't think Baxcalibur is coming in here, so the Discharge is just the neutral play here, and so we're fine. If he hits me with a Mystical Fire, I'm going to go down to Sturdy, so I'm not really worried about going down to anything. If he wants to switch out, I might be able to get a Paralysis on something, which might be nice. So yeah, we are a little more offensive on this set, but we have Screens and we have CUSTAP Berry this week. A tech that I don't believe I brought this season. I only brought Magneton to 1 other game, and we do have... This is a 2-hit KO with Discharge, which is really cool. So again, I'm still Sturdy. He did not hit me, so I can just click Discharge again. Goes for that CC. It's going to take me down to Sturdy, but we are going to guaranteed live that. And so Magneton is going to guaranteed get a KO here, especially after those drops.
Smash. But why?
We don't have to worry about it being a possible roll. It is going to be a KO there. So goodbye, Sneasler. Likely was Scarfed, and so we don't have to worry about anything really speedy going on there. Definitely could have been a huge problem for Mewtwo if Dire Claw got like a sleep or a paralysis or something like that. That could have been a huge issue on late game Mewtwo. So that's kind of what we're trying to set up for, is the late game Mewtwo. And so now I'm like, okay, he might go into like Baxcalibur or something else. No, he goes into Flutter Mane, and I'm like, this is the one Pokemon that I think is the worst play for him. And so we're gonna activate our CUSTAP Berry.
Smash. But why?
Which is gonna allow us to go before the Flutter Mane and take it out. And oh my goodness, that is the 2 big threats to Mewtwo gone. Just like that, thanks to Magneton. And this game has just completely turned around from what it was looking like just a couple turns ago. Magneton is putting the team on its back now, which is really cool. So now we see the Baxcalibur. which I was expecting to come in a little bit earlier, but it's all good. He's Terra Steel, but to me, I think the best thing is to go for a Reflect in case he gets greedy and goes for a Dragon Dance at this point. If he decides to try something like that, then we're just gonna get this boost off. But to me, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to try to set up right now, because there is the potential for me to paralyze him with the discharge, and that is definitely not what he wants to do. So now it's down to Ursaluna and Mewtwo, and Mewtwo basically does not have an item. We brought Adrenaline Orb as a cheeky little tech for the possible Crocodile, but it did not come. So basically no item Mewtwo, and we're chilling. We're just chilling. It's a very basic Nasty Plot kind of set, but the thing is, I didn't need a boosting item this time around because his team is pretty frail on the physical side. So to me, I don't need anything besides that. I've got the Psy Strike that hits everything on the physical side, and so besides that, I've got a couple coverage things, but we're doing okay. Aura Sphere is going to hit him whether he is an Ice type or a Steel type, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. And at this point, I'm like, okay, does he stay in, or does he decide to swap out into something to take this hit? Does he sack something? I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain that if I get one Nasty Plot, then I should be set up to where I think I just OHKO the entire team. But I'm not going to risk it because I don't want to take a huge chunk from like a Glaive Rush or something like that. And we're going to go ahead and click Aura Sphere at this point, and he's going to go into Magcargo. This, again, I don't really know what this does, but we're going to click that, and it does 1,000,000, which is fantastic. And I see lefties, which indicates to me that he is definitely not going to be some kind of like Shell Smash or anything like that. He's probably a more defensive set, just trying to go for some burns with the Flame Body and that kind of thing. So to me, I'm like, I don't think this thing can do a whole lot of damage to me. I'm not really threatened by anything else because the two fast mons on your team are gone, and the other fast thing is a Ice Cube, but I don't think it can do all that much damage. So at this point, I'm willing to take a hit and get a Nasty Plot off, and as far as I can tell, I think Mewtwo can just sweep if I'm at +2. So I should be good. I should be good. So that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and Nasty Plot right in this thing's face. I don't think there's anything that I really need to worry about at this point. I was checking, does this thing get like Thunder Wave or anything weird like that? I don't think it does. And so that is what we're going to do, is go ahead and set up once there. Goes for the Lava Plume. It's going to do like maybe 20%. No burn. And I'm like, all right, we're doing just fine now. We're gonna be okay. So we're gonna go ahead and click that Aura Sphere. We don't want to worry about possibly a random miss or anything. Is it likely to happen? No, but it's fine.
Smash.
We're gonna click the Psy Strike here just in case he decided to switch or something. Either way, it was always gonna KO no matter what we clicked there, and so the Magcargo is going to go down. And at this point, I'm just hoping to see everything drop. That's the whole goal here, and so we'll have to see what he wants to do. Goes into Baxcalibur, and like I said, with Aura Sphere, I'm good either way, so I can click the Aura Sphere, not have to worry about a 50-50 on a Terra. I'm good either way, and he actually is going to decide to go for that Steel Terra, but I don't believe it's going to make a difference at this point. Again, we're a Mewtwo, and we're at +2. That is dealing so much damage. So much damage.
Smash.
So unless we see random Scarfs or random Sashes, Mewtwo is just kind of claiming souls here. And it's good to finally see it doing this, because all season Mewtwo's just been kind of middling. Like it's done well, it's a Mewtwo, but it has not like truly excelled in my opinion. It's not really like commanded a presence. That's really been more so Urshifu's kind of thing. But here, Urshifu couldn't do it, but Mewtwo steps up. And so basically, Ho-Oh is the last possible threat here. But I'm honestly thinking that we should be fine.
Smash.
We're going to click that Psy Strike here. It's going to be our biggest damage dealer, and it is just going to straight KO it. If he was a more defensive Ho-Oh, I believe there's a chance he could have lived that, but it's more offensive, and so it is going to go down. And the last Mon is going to be the Ice Cube here. Of course, its face is broken, so it is fast, but it's also quite weak. So I don't think we really need to worry about it too much. And so we're going to click that Aura Sphere. He clicks Freeze Dry.
Smash.
It deals just a tiny bit, and Aura Sphere is going to clean up the game. So very fast-paced game, honestly. It didn't take terribly long. But Mewtwo, again, putting the team here on its shoulders after Urshifu went down. So huge win for Mewtwo, which is great, and definitely a nice way to end off the season. So we end off the season actually 6-2, which I did not expect at all when I built this meme team. But yeah, we're doing it. We are doing it. So next week we begin our playoff run, and so hopefully we can do well there. I won't know who I'm playing just yet until the week starts, so I don't know who I'm facing just yet, but we will get there, and hopefully we'll be able to make it a few rounds deep, maybe even make some finals, and we'll go from there. So thank you all again so much for your support this season. We're not done. We're gonna hopefully keep this rolling, and we'll see you in playoffs. Until next time, stay safe out there, stay healthy. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.